What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to J Rich Fit's Lifestyle and Health Coaching Corner. We're on episode 38, and the topic of the day is mental health during this turbulent time in history. Very touchy subject, but we're going to dive into it and hopefully help you guys out along the way. As a fitness professional, as somebody that deals with the brain and the body a lot at work, not only am I helping people physically, I'm helping people a lot more mentally. There's a lot of problems that people deal with that I have to help them through, and this time there's a shitload of problems that I've been helping people deal with, not only in person but on the phone as well. And I just noticed with these fires and with racial divide and with politics and with coronavirus, there's been so much mental decline. And when there's mental decline, there's physical decline. So we're going to try to tackle some of these subjects and, like I said, hopefully help you out along the way. First one is COVID. We're going to tackle a bunch of questions and a bunch of things I've seen so far that involve COVID when it comes to mental, physical health and working that body out. My take on the whole thing. So what's my take? My take, honestly, and this is like going to be very one-sided, is fuck COVID. I think you'd be stupid to say it's not something that's real. Obviously it's something that's real, and obviously it's something that affects the elderly and people die from it. But guess what? The flu does the same thing. There's a lot of illnesses and diseases that are out yearly that do the same thing, that just wipe a lot of people out that have very low immune systems, or just not, they have diabetes or gout, or their body just, like I said, your body's just not strong. Do I believe COVID is as serious as the media and certain people have made it out to be? Not at all. I've been working this whole time, 6 months. I deal with people directly. I don't wear masks. They don't wear masks. My clients range from many different ages. If you're going to tell me with a straight face that I've just been lucky and this disease is as serious as it is and somehow hasn't affected me or any of my clients, hasn't killed myself, hasn't killed any of my clients, hasn't killed my clients' family members, hasn't killed my family members, and you're chalking that up to luck, you're tripping. The way that people post about it and the way that people depict on social media or media just in general, people should be dropping like flies. This thing has a 98 to 99.5 whatever the fuck recovery rate. That means that if you don't fall within the age range where it's very severe, where you could die at any moment, or you don't have any underlying symptoms when it comes to, like I said, having diabetes or all that shit, you'll be fine. Everybody that I've known that has actually gotten it says that the flu is worse. They just feel a little woozy, they feel a little sick, or they feel a little weak, low energy, and then a couple days later they're absolutely fine. People don't like my take on it because they think it's a very barbaric thought process, but we're so soft as human beings, and we're getting softer. Realize this: if you step outside of your house, it's the wild, it's the jungle out there. Crazy shit happens day in and day out. If you're an animal and you've survived to a certain amount of years, you've done a lot of horrible things to survive. Us as human beings, we're lucky that we don't have to make those choices because we are smarter and society is becoming more and less violent and less barbaric than it used to be in centuries ago. But we are soft individuals. We are soft human beings, and there are more sheep out there that love to kind of just flow with what the media says or what social media says or what your friend says, and not really make an opinion for yourself. My dad taught us at a really early stage, go outside and evaluate what's going on within your area, because that's all you can really control. I can't control anything else except how far I could see, how far I could reach. And if things are happening where I'm seeing dead bodies on the floor, or I'm seeing ambulances going left and right because they're picking up all these sick, dying people, then I'm going to readjust. I'm going to stay inside more. I'm going to really take it serious. But in the past 6 months, I haven't seen any of that. All I've seen is panic, and all I've seen is somebody's brother's girlfriend's dad's barber, his mom gets it, and she dies. I've never met her before. I don't even know if that's true. At a certain point, you hear so many distant people that have gotten it that die from me. You're like, fuck, I don't even know that person. If it was somebody that I knew from A to B or A, B to C, then it would probably mean a little bit more. But in these 6 months, I haven't come across anybody. I haven't come across anybody out of the vast majority of people that I know that have had somebody that's hadn't died from it. So it's a little alarming. If it was something that had a 60% mortality rate, you'd catch my ass staying inside. You'd catch my ass wearing a mask. But it just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense. I have friends also in the medical field that tell me a lot of unsavory things and why this is happening and their opinions. And these are nurses, doctors. These are people that know way more than you do, way more than me. I'm not a statistician. I don't know all this stuff. I just go off of what I see and what I observe. And life has gotten me very far when I live that way and not just told or shown what I should be doing, when it's more like I'm using my brain, I'm using my cognitive reflexes, I'm using my thought process into making the better decisions. I'm not letting somebody control it for me. So that would be my take is, fuck COVID. I don't really think it's as serious as people are making it out to be, and 6 months have fucking gone by. If this was me saying it 6 days into it, you would have more validity to rip me up. But we're talking about 6 fucking months, and we're talking about a job that I deal with people face to face all day, every day. I'm outside, I'm moving, I'm absolutely fine. They're absolutely fine. So try to justify that. And don't use luck at the end of the day when it comes to why this is happening. The sad part is there's so many stats from so many directions that if I say one thing, you can say another thing, and I'm not really here to go stat for stat. Like I said, I'm here for more observation. But the one stat that is so alarming is tuberculosis, TB, killed 1.5 million people last year. How come nobody talked about wearing masks? That's 1.5 million people from TB. Why we weren't wearing masks for that shit? You don't have a good answer for it because social media and media in general didn't tell you to wear one, didn't scare you enough. A huge majority of people don't even know that actually even happened. But you'd have to go look it up. So don't be somebody that's media driven or pushed around because your friends are telling you to do it. You should only do it when you want to or if you think it's the right thing to do. In life in general, you should only do things because you think it's the right thing that should be happening. Don't let people push you into it. And the mask thing, I'm 50-50 with. I get where you're coming from because you think it helps and it doesn't spread. But guess what? There's so many fucking things for years that you've been spreading. The flu, like I said, the flu kills old people all day, every day. The common flu is what kills most cancer patients. Nobody's fucking wearing masks back then. So now all of a sudden, society's new tamper down the throat is wearing a mask. Where back in the day when you did see somebody wear a mask, everybody made fun of them. Everybody thought they were a germaphobe or somebody that was sick themselves, and you were just looked at. But now if you don't have one, it's so fast, so funny how fast the narrative switches. Where just a year ago, if you saw somebody with a mask, you'd make fun of them. Now, if you see somebody without a mask, you talk shit about them. Have more stability to your thought process. Have more stability to how you move as a human being, and stick your feet in the ground, and don't allow your thought process to flip flop. Think more. Put more emphasis on what you do believe in, and stay by it. Don't just jump all over the place. It makes you look stupid because the second that this all clears and it's cool to have masks off, you'll be the first one to have a fucking mask off, and you're not gonna wear it ever again until they tell you to wear it again. So that's something that really pisses me off when I see the flip-floppiness of human beings. Why do people freak out? I've been tackling it this whole time. The regular media, news, social media, they're telling you to do these things. They're forcing you to do these things. And you're not deciding for yourself. And when you get enough people to bully each other, people just roll with what's going on. Me, on the other hand, I'm not somebody that does that. If you're a store and you say wear a mask, I'm down. Because there are also 7-Elevens and local stores that have said forever, no shoes, no shirt, no service. I'm not going to walk in without a shirt on. I'm going to have a shirt on. So if you're a store, you're saying wear a mask, I could wear one for a couple minutes. But when I get outside, I control what I do. And not you. So I think people need to understand that too. You're not a citizen's arrest cop by any means. So if you see people inside, say whatever you want. You see people outside, your best advice is to mind your own business, because you'll find yourself in unsavory situations. Politicians, man, so many politicians have moved people's brains and made people look stupid. I don't know how anybody, I'm not really one to single out people, but I don't know how anybody could agree with or like Gavin Newsom, because I feel like he's destroying California and taking away so many simple things, while at the same time being a hypocrite, where he closes everything on the 4th of July, but then has his wineries in Napa wide open, ready for service. He's saying don't keep your local businesses open, shut those down, but then keeps all his businesses open. So you're talking out your one side of your mouth the whole time, but people see, like, because he tweets solid tweets and he text messages and he puts you on Instagram, you believe all this shit that he's saying, but you're not really paying attention to what the fuck he's doing. That shit needs to end right away. You as an adult need to put more emphasis on the people that you're connecting yourself to. The one thing I can't stand is when a human being says, oh, I fuck with that guy. Unless you know him, or unless he has your number, or unless it's somebody that you invested years in, stop saying you fuck with them. That means that, oh, I agree with them, the human being that they are, and what they do. Unless you know them, you shouldn't say that. What you should say is, I fuck with what they're doing, like as a politician or as a football player, as an actor. But if you don't know them, don't say you fuck with them. Because what happens is this. You'll say, oh, man, I fuck with them. There's been people years ago that were like, man, I fuck with R. Kelly. All that shit comes out. Oh, fuck R. Kelly, man, I don't do that. When you said you fucked with him. Exactly. So don't do that. If you agree with a stance that they have, or the skill that they have in a sport, cool. Mess with that and be with that. But don't say the human being, because unless you know the human being, they're going to disappoint you and you're going to look stupid. And anybody that's really gone all in on Gavin Newsom, you're looking really stupid too, because he's playing everybody right now, and he's only playing people. So 4 years from now, 8 years from now, when he decides to run for president, you'll remember all those stupid things that he did on social media that had you brainwashed, that now you're voting for him and you don't know why you're voting for him. And then the sheep mentality, I tackled on. We'll go real quick on it. The majority of people love to be in the pen as a sheep. Keeps you warm when you're next to all these sheep with their wool on. It's cold. It's not fun being a lone wolf. But at the end of the day, the longevity of your life is going to be better and longer than a sheep, because either two things happen as a sheep. The guy that owns the farm either shears your ass down or kills you, which is the politician, or another wolf jumps over that fence and nabs your ass up, which is a person that is a little bit more outward thinking, that has their own viewpoint. While you sit there and you're looking at the other sheep, and guess what? Most of the time when a wolf grabs a sheep, there's 200 sheep in there. 200 on one is good odds. But guess what? None of those sheep are going to help you out, because they're worried about themselves. They make it seem like they're worried about you. Oh, hey, let's stay close together. Let's stay warm. But when your ass is getting eaten, they further themselves or distance themselves way away from you. So don't allow yourself to be a sheep thinking that you guys are going to help each other out, because it's just you out there. So if it's just you out there, your best bet is to be a lone wolf and make your own decisions and do your own thing. What scares people? Now, this is going to go into the mental side of it when it comes to COVID and what scares people off of COVID. Getting sick is one. Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to die. But we don't do the right things to prevent that. We sit inside. We eat bullshit. We watch TV. We're on our phones. None of this stuff is physically or mentally healthy for you. What is physically and mentally healthy for you? Getting outside. Staying active. Picking up new hobbies that keep you active. Reading a book outside in the sun. Getting vitamin D in your system. Just not being inside, not being told, not being brainwashed, not having negative thoughts, going outside, meeting up with your family, meeting up with your friends, and just thriving and being a human being. We've been on this planet for thousands of years. Do you think COVID is what's going to wipe you out with all the horrible things that happened before COVID? Think COVID is what's going to kill you? If you do think COVID is what's going to kill you, you have a weak immune system. You have a weak mind. I never once this whole time thought COVID was going to kill me or kill anybody in my family. Because we're all strong-minded individuals, and for the majority, we're all healthy individuals. And we'll just keep pushing through. And so far, so everything's good. Not to jinx anything, but I don't really believe in that shit either. If it happens, it happens. But in life, you gotta live. You can't allow yourself to freeze. You don't get these 6 months back. And if you've been sitting on your fucking ass all day, you're gonna look back and be like, I was sitting on my ass for that? Like, I look stupid now. And then getting other people sick. I get that one. The big concern with everybody now and the big excuse everybody has for not doing anything and not living is, I don't want to get an older person sick. I love how that's a huge emphasis now when that's been going on forever and nobody's ever worried. The flu yearly wipes out the majority elderly. Not once have you ever said concern. Not once have you ever gotten anybody for not having a mask on. Only reason why it's different now is because of social media. And for you to use old people as an excuse for you being a lazy fuck, I think is horrible. Majority of the people use that as an excuse, but then I see them at the same time not living up to it. I have friends, I have co-workers that'll use that as an excuse. Oh man, I don't want to get an older person sick. Oh, that's cool. And then the next day you see them on social media posting about how they're at a outdoor bar, or they're at an outdoor restaurant, or they're at a group hangout, birthday party, some shit. At the end of the day, you're same thing, talking out the side of your fucking mouth. If you're outside at all, you take a step outside and you do not have a mask on, you have not done all the proper protocols, changing your clothes out, washing your hands, you're putting the elderly person in your life at just a high of a risk every time you go outside, every time you come back inside, every time you touch something. So for you to sit there and use them as an excuse, that's all it is, just an excuse, because you're really just saying, I love being lazy, and I love that this is a time that allows me to be lazy, and I have an excuse for that. But don't use old people as an excuse, because old people aren't even using themselves as an excuse. I see more old people outside with no mask on living. You know why? Because they've understood this. They've made it to 70, 80 years old. A lot of people don't make it to these ages, and they're fucking gonna live it till the wheels fall. You think that somebody in that age range has 6 months of their life to give up? They're on the latter half of their life. They're trying to enjoy every day, every moment. And if you're sitting there coddling them or treating them like they're this fragile egg that you can't drop, they're going to die faster. And that's usually what's ended up happening, is a lot of these older people aren't dying from corona. They're dying from being inside all day. They're dying from fucking heartbreak because nobody wants to come visit them. They're dying from fucking loneliness. So what are we really doing? It's not adding up. These are simple things that somebody that's on the other side will hear and be like, well, you're barbaric. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what I'm living. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sitting there throwing stats. I know what the fuck I'm seeing as I live. And that's exactly what's going on. What has this done to people's mental health? Destroyed it. People mentally are weaker than I've ever seen in my life. Friends of mine, co-workers of mine, people that I've looked up to, when I hear them talk, they sound so broken and so disheveled and so they don't know what to do. How the fuck did you let yourself get to this point of worry? Your kids are absolutely fine. Your family's absolutely fine. Get in contact with them. Hang out with them. Laugh. Enjoy yourself. Go do things that you would never do before when it comes to traveling and when it comes to just being around people and just being happy. Don't let this shit destroy you or slow you down. I think you need to be more in tune with the people around you. I think you need to be happier with your own life. I think that's a huge thing of why people's mental health is all fucked up, is we've put this emphasis on traveling, going out, intermingling with all our friends and our family when it comes to we have to go to the beach house and we have to go to Tahoe and we have to go to play miniature golf. And now when all that's gone, we don't know what the fuck to do. Find simple ways to figure out joy and fun and all that type of shit. And stop thinking that all these material things are what make you. Because material things are just, they're going to be here while you're here, they're going to be here when you pass. And they're going to stay here and they're going to go with somebody else. So don't allow the material aspects or travel to be the reason why you're mentally sad and not living a good life. You need to tap into what really does matter. And if you can't do that, then you're fucked already. The Corona's not going to be, the Corona's just exposing you of what you on how to prioritize, not so much the illness going on and that's why you're all fucked up. It's just showing you that you don't really know how to fuck to live, and here's an exposure to that. What should you do to fight all this? Like I said, get closer with your family. You have a lot of time on your hands. Dedicate each day to a family member. Dedicate an hour to calling and talking to somebody. And the more you can talk, the stronger you'll end up being mentally, physically. You'll laugh, you'll think more. But the more you stay single and you're isolated, it's just not going to be good for you. Get off of fucking social media. That's a huge one. Social media is majority negative. I don't see a lot of positive things. Even with the NFL season coming back into play, you'll open up your social media and be like, JJ Watt tore ACL. And you're like, damn, man, that sucks. I know JJ Watt tore his ACL. Then you'll go on to the real news sites and be like, damn, JJ Watt tore his ACL? Nope, somebody just made that shit up and posted it just for clickbait. Where it's like, what the fuck? You're sitting there throwing out this false news so people could go to your page and see if that's true or not. And that's what's happening. There's a lot more negative things that are being posted because it gets more attention. We like two things. We like to see a nice car, or we like to see a car accident. We don't like to see a Hyundai just driving on the freeway. We'd rather see a really nice car, or we'd like to see a horrible accident. And that's what social media is starting to be, is really nice cars, chicks with their ass out, dudes with their abs out, people stunting on you with money that they have. Or we like to see car accidents, injuries, death, negative politic, fucking advice, so forth and so forth, corona, shitty stats. And that's all social media is for you. So it's clouding your brain, it's clouding your judgment. So don't allow that to happen. And like I said earlier, use your fucking instincts. Don't go, you wouldn't survive if this world collapsed right now and zombies really did come out, and a majority of you would not survive. And that is the saddest truth. You need to get stronger mentally, physically. Don't allow yourself to get weaker, because if something really bad does happen, you're the first to go. People can't rely on you. So get more in tune with your instincts. Believe in yourself. Bank on yourself. For me, I'm a bet on myself 10 out of 10. If everything shuts down right now, I know I got my family, I got my friends, I got my girl, dog, and a gun, and I could get to where I need to get to. Or if I even have a gun, I got my fist ready to go to get to where I need to get to. If you don't feel that confident, work today further and on to get that confident. Because that's really what you need to do, is believe in yourself more than you believe in some material item or your car or somebody else or somebody on social media that can't help you out. You need to start believing more in yourself and getting more in tune with yourself and grow your instincts. What do you see outside? What's happening outside? If something bad is happening outside, could you be able to stop it or handle it? And if the answers are no, man, it's not too late. You could still fix this, but you just need to work hard at it and start today. That's the main thing. And it's sad. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have reached out to me when it comes to all these. I'm going to dive into other ones. This episode got away from me, so we're almost at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to cut it off. But the whole thing is we're going to go through all these other mental illness or mental collapse things when it comes to politics and when it comes to the fires and when it comes to racial divide. But this episode is just be based on Corona. I'm going to tackle the other ones later. But don't allow it to affect you. Don't allow people to sway you. And speak up for yourself and push your voice out there. It makes you feel so much better. I've been talking shit about coronavirus this whole fucking time, and people will a little bit trickle in and give me their opinions. And not too many people say I'm wrong, but people will nitpick or throw little jabs here and there. And for me, that's your opinion. Perfect. Trust me, I'm putting my opinion out there. But I'm by no means trying to sway your opinion or tell you what to believe in. This was just a rant on what I believe in. You could create a fucking video yourself. You can create a podcast yourself and go against everything I'm saying. That's absolutely fine. Because I don't want you to think like me. I don't want you to side with me. Because I don't need that. At the end of the day, that's the huge thing. I could say all these things because I don't need anybody to agree with me. I know that this is what fuels me, and this is what gets me to be the human being that I am, and puts me in a position where if a bad thing happens, I'm ready for it. But that's just me. You can do whatever you feel like, and if you don't understand that, that's why your brain and your body and the people around you are so negative, and that's why you can't figure out how to get out this slump. Is because you're used to the world being perfect and you're used to the world siding with you and everybody being kumbaya. And in reality, it's not like that. And in reality, you're being fed bullshit to feel the other way. I have felt this way my whole life because I've seen life for its truest form at a very young age in a very blue-collar family that had to struggle and get to where we got by sticking together, by busting our ass, and by working hard. That's how I know, and that's how I am the way I am. I'm very lucky to have been raised that way, and I feel bad for people that haven't been raised that way, but it doesn't mean you can't formulate your own opinions. And it doesn't mean that you can't stick up for what you believe in and speak loud and proud. Don't be afraid to be judged. If you're afraid to be judged, you'll never express your opinion, and people will always think that you're weak, or people will always think that they can walk over you. The best thing you can do is express your opinion, stay strong by it, give yourself room to adjust your opinion, but also don't be so flimsy to where it just flip-flops. Adjusting doesn't mean changing. So if I'm adjusting my opinion, that just means I'm making it a little bit wider. I'm tightening it up a little bit. But if you're changing it, that means you're throwing away everything you worked for and picking up something brand new. And that takes a long time to feel comfortable with something brand new compared to something that you worked a very long time for. So at the end of the day, don't allow this thing to consume you. People's memories are extremely short. I could be ranting this whole time saying fuck the coronavirus and fuck masks and fuck people freaking out, and that will piss a lot of people off. And 6 months from now, you'll forget I even said it, and you'll be on something else I talked about. So just remember that if you have an opinion, don't be afraid to voice it, because somebody's not going to judge you on it forever. People get away with crazy shit all day, every day, very horrific things, and they still get away, and people still forgive them for it, and so people still give them an opportunity to become a better person. So if you're just talking about simple things like this, you shouldn't be worried about being judged. And if you are worried about being judged, you're hanging out with the wrong people. My friends, we can have very aggressive, divisive, different opinion conversations, but we know at the end of the day our base friendship is all that really matters, and we can move on from there. We can either move on from there, we could fight, fist fight, and then move on from there, but at the end of the day we will move on from the conversation we had and just remember the years that we put in and the friendship that we do have. If you don't have people like that, get rid of the ones that you do have right now if they can't do that, and get better friends, or you become a better friend. But at the end of the day, this podcast is coming to an end. I'm going to tackle the other one, so stay tuned. I'm going to tackle all other subjects when it comes to mental and physical health. This one just turned into the Corona show, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out a little bit. And if you need any further advice, feel free to contact me. Social media, jrich.fit. My email's on there, my cell phone's on there. If you need to talk to somebody, you need a more direct thought process or opinion, feel free to get a hold of me. And also, to help your body out, I do have Jake Shakes. That is my holistic smoothie company that I take in the morning and at lunch. It's packed full of minerals, vitamins, fruits that help give you that good energy to get through your day. It also helps clean out your insides, keeps you very healthy from something like a coronavirus where you won't get sick. So hit me up with that as well. And besides that, have a good day. Don't allow people to mentally tear you down. Don't allow yourself to mentally tear you down. If you know that you're on a positive, right path, you're doing the right fucking thing. So get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.